Hello, welcome to another day in the meal kit prepping. We have today two special guests. We have Jermaine and his daughter Kayla, and they are going to make our Irish soda bread and our cabbage stew. It's so good and yummy and healthy for you, and it's also get you in the mood for that St. Patrick's Day beer drinking festive mood. So Jermaine, he's also on the Veggie Van Market. So he will explain a little bit more about the meal kit and about his role. Enjoy.
I am Jermaine. I work with the Veggie Van, assistant Veggie Van manager. A little bit about our Veggie Van. We are a mobile market that we go out to neighborhoods that don't necessarily have grocery stores or things of that nature in their area, and provide them with an opportunity to purchase fresh produce, vegetables, and canned goods. This is my daughter, Kayla.
Hi, my name is Kayla.
We often cook together at home, so we're going to try and make this work for you today. Hopefully make some magic. So Kayla's going to take care of the bread. I'll take care of the cabbage stew. We'll both sort of interact and we'll go from there.
Okay, so I'm going to be making the whole wheat Irish soda bread. So what you're going to need is you're going to need some 1 teaspoon of natural flavored oil. So olive oil works good. And then you're going to need 4 cups of wheat flour. Then you're going to need about 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. We got it right here in this little baggie. And then you're gonna need about 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of cold butter, not warm, cold, and about 2 cups of buttermilk or reconstituted buttermilk. We have powdered milk. You can substitute it for buttermilk or any kind of substitute. Also, you can substitute it for regular milk. You just have to let the batter sit for about 10 minutes. Alrighty, just make sure to preheat your oven to 400 before you put your bread in so it can be all nice and toasty when you finish. So we're gonna start mixing our dry ingredients first. So first, we're gonna do our whole wheat flour. Then we're gonna do our baking soda. We need 1.5 teaspoons. So I'm just gonna open this little bag in here. Scoop some out. And for the half, I kind of just like to eyeball it, but like, you know, about that much is good. And then that's when you're also gonna add your salt, and that is also about 1 teaspoon. All right. Now after that, we got our powdered milk right here. We're gonna pour 2 cups of this water into this powdered milk right here. Just real carefully. All right, so after we mix that up, we're gonna whisk all of our stuff together, all of our dry mix at least. So before we pour that milk in, we're gonna get this butter. Remember, it has to be cold. And we're gonna just put it in there. I like to just take my hands and take it and just mix it into the flour. Just make sure that, again, you stick your hands in and there's not a lot of butter pieces. So after the butter, we're just gonna mix our ingredients together, and you're gonna wanna mix like a little, not a big hole, but a little deep circle in the middle so that you can pour your milk in. You don't wanna pour it right over the top. You wanna make a little, just a little indent in the middle for your milk. I'm gonna re-stir it because it hasn't been stirred. The longer you let it sit, the kernels just kind of fall right out. So now it looks better. Now we're gonna just pour some of the milk first, about half. and then stir. You're gonna need a wooden spoon. So after it's pretty much done, we're gonna kind of set it to the side a little bit. We're gonna bring out our baking sheet. You wanna line it with some parchment paper so that it doesn't stick to the bottom, because then it'll mess the whole part of the bread up. So now we're back. We got just some regular flour here. Now take it. I like to kind of just mix it in on my hands. Just take the dough. We're gonna take it and put it in the middle. And kind of just shape it into the best ball form you can make it into. You know. Because sometimes not everything's perfect, but it's good enough, you know? Alrighty. So all you're gonna do now, pretty much done. All you're gonna do now is just take, it doesn't have to be a sharp knife, just a little butter knife, and cut just a little X at the top. Like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, just a little X. And then if you want to, you can take some salt. Just a little drizzle over top. And then it goes in the oven at 400 for about 45 to 55 minutes. Alright, so it's been about 45 to 55 minutes and our bread is finished. If you wanted to, you could put some butter over top of it or maybe some oil just to make it look pretty.
I was gonna say welcome back, but I don't know if we went anywhere. If we did, go welcome back. If we went somewhere. So I will be preparing the cabbage stew. Again, I am Jermaine. This is
Kayla,
my daughter. For your ingredients for the cabbage stew, let's get those out. We're going to need 2 tablespoons of olive oil.
here.
We're going to need a half a cup of onion, which we're going to dice here soon. 2 garlic cloves, which we're also going to cut up. We need a tablespoon of paprika. We chose smoked paprika, but it really doesn't matter which paprika you use. A tablespoon of fresh parsley.
Or dried parsley.
Or dry parsley. And then a teaspoon of black pepper. And then we also have 1 can of diced tomatoes that we're going to add in there, as well as our cabbage. So we will start off by cutting our onion. Want it on a flat surface so that it's not rolling around. If you can, get your knuckles out the way. I'll be honest, I'll be the first one to tell you, I don't have the best knife skills, but we're going to get this shot one way or another. Turn it to the side.
Hey, it's edible either way.
That it is. That it is. So we need about a half cup of onion. I'm going to go ahead and cut the whole onion up just because we'll use it for something else. And while I turn our burner on, Kayla is going to get a half cup of these for me.
I am.
Cut it back there. So you're going to want to heat your pan up because you're going to want to start putting these ingredients into your pan. So we have our half a cup of onions there. So we're now adding our onions to our onions, and we're going to cook those till they're translucent or until they're clear. Turn the fire down a little bit so they're not cooking too quickly. So with our cabbage, what I like to do when I cut my cabbage, I like to cut it in half first. Then you're going to take your knife and that core at the bottom, you're going to cut down into that. try to get that whole core out. So we got the core out. And then we're going to cut in strips. And so, the recipe says about 1-inch strips. That's up to you on how thick or thin you would like them. But we're going to cut ours up about like this here. You see my, what's the name? Sorry, I'm trying to follow this. And so once we're sealing that, it's about translucent now, so we're going to add the paprika, the pepper, our parsley, and then we're also going to add our diced tomatoes. We want to give that all of this mix and stir. We are not using chicken broth, so we do have chicken bouillon cubed, and it calls for about a half a cup of water. So we're going to put that in there.
You can use chicken broth, you can use vegetable broth.
Our water.
You don't have to use chicken broth, you can use vegetable broth, chicken broth.
And then I'll start adding our lettuce, our cabbage.
Our cabbage lettuce.
Cabbage lettuce. Oops. Now the pot is not that deep, so we wanted to make sure you guys could see everything. So you want to do the same thing with the other side of your cabbage. You want to take that core out before you slice it up. And just a triangle cut down will usually get that out for you. Set that to the side. And again, it says for 1-inch strips, but again, it depends on your liking. We're gonna get as much in here as possible without overloading it too much. All right, so she's gonna continue to mix that up. I don't wanna add too much cabbage because I don't want it to fall out. So once you get your cabbage and all your ingredients in, you're just going to stir those up. You're gonna let it simmer, I would say probably, the recipe says 15 to 20 minutes. That can also depend on how firm or soft you would like your cabbage, but 15 to 20 minutes should do you pretty well. We're going to stir this and let this simmer, and then we will have some cabbage and soda bread for you here in a minute. Cabbage is beginning to take the shape that we wanted to. It's beginning to wilt. Now, I will tell you guys, I went straight through the recipe as it's written on the card. However, the recipes that we give out are simply just outlined for you guys. Me, myself, personally, I would have probably taken some smoked sausage and browned or sauteed that first in the pan before adding my cabbage. With dicing it up a little smaller, and then I also like to add potatoes to mine also. So again, you can definitely customize this dish the way that you would like to, and do it how you feel. Yes.
You can even add some more vegetables, some potatoes, some carrots, some celery, whatever makes you feel like.
You don't want to get in here and smell this. It smells great. As we're turning around, you see your tomatoes in there, your garlic, your onions, your cabbage, everything is coming together. It smells wonderful. Probably a few more minutes, we'll be good to go.
All right, so we got our bread here with a little bit of butter. You can add some butter on it or some oil, whatever you prefer. Also with the bread, you can also add some raisins, some cranberries, whatever you want. Our cabbage is also finished, so we're gonna give it a try. First, the cabbage. It looks very, very, very good.
May I have something, please? You want to share?
Depends.
Oh, you're going to feed me. Thank you. Very good.
Now let's give us a piece of bread to dip in the
I'm
cabbage.
gonna taste the garlic and tomatoes. Everything is in there looking great. Got a piece of bread. See me? I'm a dipper.
I am also a dipper.
This is what I'm doing. Makes a difference. That it does.
Amazing.
So we hope that you were able to follow along with us. Again, the recipe is just an outline. So if you may not have something in your kitchen, you may want to use a different ingredient. That is just fine. If you want to add or take away to your liking, that is fine also. Our meal kits will be available starting March 1st. You can order them through the Veggie Van app at localmatters.com. Click on Veggie Van, order now. The meal kits will be there for you to order. And the good thing about the meal kits is we will actually deliver them to your home. So you can get them delivered to your home, or you can pick them up here in the office, as Kayla continues to eat. So again, we thank you for joining us as we prepared our cabbage stew, and
I hope you
soda
enjoy it as much as I did.
and wheat soda bread. Enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.